Hello and welcome to today's video where we're picking up where we left off at this ruined portal, and I really wanted the treasure from over here, so I became a parkour master basically, and couldn't find the chest, which was right in front of my face the whole time, which was really sad. So I collected all this gold treasure, which included this golden apple, which pretty useful, I would say. And so I take the chest because you never have enough. And then I started skedaddling because I had plans. Those plans being finding the Pale Garden, because something about it piqued my interest. It tickled my fancy, even. I wanted to see the mob, the creaking, and I wanted to see what the resin looked like because that would make a great addition to my house. Actually, I would love to have it. Skipping right over onto where I killed the skeleton, it is on site. I hate skeletons. It will always be on site. I hate them damn things. Cutting over to where, on my way to the Pale Garden, I found a ruined portal. I love ruined portals. They're my favorite way to collect treasure. You never know what's going to be in one of those chests. For all you know, it will be rotten skin. But this time, I got some really cool golden armor, and I picked up that hoe on purpose because what if I need it later? Spoiler alert, I don't. I also got another ruined portal. I love showing off my treasure. In fact, I just need it. I need the treasure. I am greedy, and I admit that. I got some obsidian out of this one. I was actually really excited about that because it's obsidian. I don't have any diamond yet. So I'm gonna take whatever I can get when it comes to anything obsidian related, because what's the point in finding a ruined portal and not collecting obsidian? Am I right, guys? It's just it's just impulse. I have no impulse control whatsoever. I cannot explain to you guys how many of these ruined portals I found along the way, but every time I found a piece of obsidian, it filled my little heart with joy, and I decided that I must keep it. I started running out of room in my inventory from all the treasure I started finding, so I started getting rid of my least important gold items and just picked up what I thought at the time was important. In fact, it was not important. It didn't matter what I did. I looked back in another direction and I started thinking about how I didn't know how far I was. I didn't know where I was going. Wandering the lands is hard work. 'Cause you lose your home. I had no map. And so I just randomly chose a direction and went with it. I started plundering the Seven Seas at one point because if you see a shipwreck, you're gonna pick up from the shipwreck. There's this cool treasure map, and there was treasure over there. I decided not to pick up that treasure because sometimes it is not worth the trouble of finding treasure from a treasure map, especially when you're on a journey to find what is your one goal. If you're gonna find a Pale Garden, you better find the Pale Garden. That was my philosophy at this point, because I had traveled so far. At this point, it was like 2 hours. This was 2 hours of my insanity. I searched, and all I find is random pieces of treasure in I guess, vegetables. But I was not ashamed of my vegetables and gold pieces at this point, because I was not wasting my time. So I found a second shipwreck, because when you're accosting the high seas, the Seven Seas are your friend, or at least you try to make it your friend. Found another buried treasure map, got some paper, because of course that's a useful asset in Minecraft if you want to have an enchanting table. And at this point, I had enough for an enchanting table. Let me tell you, I was excited. Excited for what in particular? Nothing really. It was whatever, and I just wanted to find that forest. I had one thought, treasure and forest, and that was it. I had nothing else in life at this point, and I had no goals, basically. I found these armor trims, and I thought that was really cool. I don't know how to use armor trims, so really it was a useless asset, which is pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I don't play Minecraft enough, and it's like a 2-week obsession at most. So I packed back up from the shipwreck and went back in a random direction because what else am I gonna do in life? I found these blue orchids and I loved the blue orchids. I picked those up. Of course I was gonna pick those up. And I went camping. Oh yeah. First night. No, it wasn't my first night. Obviously, you can see I slept 5 times before then. So that was at least, each day is 20 minutes, at least an hour and a half. Maybe. And that's not even like the full. Oh, I found this silk touch and I decided to get rid of stuff for that silk touch because who doesn't want silk touch? I mean, it's a golden axe, so it would have died very quickly. This is not my finest hour. In fact, I stopped paying attention, I went to go grab something to eat, and forgot to pause my game. And so, my death and loss of every piece of treasure I found along the way was entirely my fault. And when I returned, I decided to go back and respawn. I went to bed, because what else am I supposed to do if it's nighttime? I stared at the wall and considered just quitting, because I was at least 1,000 blocks away at that point. And I was in disbelief. I was in shock, my inventory was gone, I was out of objects, and I had to restart on finding my treasure. I didn't have any thoughts at this point other than, why me? So I went to find caves and I found lots of things. I had to dip into my secret iron stash that I had from before I went on this trip to the Pale Garden to even consider grabbing more things from different places. So this montage, it's not even a montage, me skipping around to every time I found coal and any ore basically, was due to the fact of I didn't want you guys to think I was cheating when I just went back out after losing everything. And so, why would I cheat? What? I know you guys wouldn't think that, right? I mean, there are some skeptics out there, but I just make myself sound guilty by saying that. Yeah, so I grabbed everything I saw, basically. Well, for the most part, I think I did miss a few things. I was very proud when I found more iron, because I am the iron god. I am an iron god, and I am clad in iron, and my only goal here was to find diamonds. I stopped looking for the Pale Garden in search of diamonds instead, because what a goal. I am just a girl who, every girl wants diamonds. I want diamonds. And so I went on a search to find them on my own, because who else is going to give me any? Right now I only have coal, and joke's on me, coal, even though it does make it makes diamonds under extreme pressure. I was too close to the surface. I was just wandering around in random mountain ranges, grabbing any ore I could find with my silly little iron pickaxe. I was very proud of this. I collected a lot, okay? I jumped around a lot. I had a good time here. I really, really like collecting. I'm not a miner. I'm not a builder, and I don't like mining. I like to farm. That's my favorite activity in Minecraft. And ironically, despite that fact, I don't have any. Eventually, I did find a pretty good cave system, and I was really happy with what was in it because it was huge, and I was just like, wow. And so I decided that this would be the place I would find diamonds. I was excited, I was ecstatic, and here I do have a run-in with my least favorite mob. I don't know why I keep saying mob, it's kind of sad. You can't...
Oh, the cat wants to touch me. You want me to touch you?
No! So, yeah, that was my genuine reaction, and I promptly ran away very quickly. I hate skeletons, and I only left that in so you could hear my reaction, and it was just full of pain. I kept looking around after that because I was scared, because they like to hunt you to the ends of the earth. And so, you guys got to hear that. My game lagged so bad during that sequence, but my reaction to me was genuinely hilarious, seeing as it is a fictional thing, and I have a pure hatred for them. I despise skeletons. I sat here for a while because I didn't want to go on. I did not want to meet and greet another skeleton because I hate them. I was also scared it was trying to follow me, but obviously it didn't. That cave was relatively mob free, and so I kept going, and I didn't meet anything else really. And then I found the shulk. This was nerve-wracking. I hate the shulk, and so I started off by going after all the spawning things for the warden. And going after all the things that made noise because no, they one-hit you. I didn't know where I was, and I was wandering around trying not to die. That was my main goal here. I actually almost spawned him. I got 2 warnings, and I was almost on my 3rd, and then I decided, no. But here I am, still struggling. You can see me panicking a little bit. I ran away as soon as it did that, but I turned around and went back to it because I am a fool. Because I am foolish. I cannot seem to get a lick of common sense. I don't have a lick of common sense. And so I played with my fate, and I destroyed everything I could. And then I panicked when it gave me another warning, because why? Why did it have to exist? Why is the warden a thing? Despite it being a terrible creature, I still like it more than the skeleton. I will talk bad about a skeleton every day. I do like to see a spider jockey and a skeleton horse and all those things, but no skeletons for me. I made a snap judgment to leave because leaving was my safest course of action, and so I started to skedaddle up. And I found a blue ore. It was not the blue ore I was looking for, but it was really useful. And I wanted to raise my XP up. And this is also really, really good for enchanting. You gotta think of the future. I love enchanting. And here I am contemplating going back down. I did not want to. I watched this bat set off a bunch of the things, and I was kind of scared. I was petrified. I was screaming. I was crying. I was panicking really bad, because what if it spawned, and what if it one-shot me from all the way in the air? You see, that's a real fear here. And so off I go, trying to be safe, trying to not die, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to die. Who wants to die to the warden? No one. No one is the answer, and I was scared. And all the freaking things started going off around the screech thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that's called. It's of no consequence to me. All I knew is I wanted it gone, and I was going to get it gone because that's what I was doing. I decided to go back because I like to tempt fate. Evidently, I just like to. And at this point, I succeeded in getting rid of it. I got rid of it, and now I was destroying the shulk for experience because I got it into my head that there was diamonds under there. I don't know why it got into my head. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where any of the ideas they just existed. And so I started destroying the shulk because good experience points, you know? And I did not regret that. I found some gold, and I just kept going. I destroyed things that really weren't too dangerous, but you never know. You never know, because no. It was my major fear. I don't know what any of these blocks actually do, because I like to stay on the surface and be a cute little guy who doesn't make any trouble and likes to avoid skeletons. I'm coming for you, skeletons, and you are on my hit list. So I decided to pick up the gold at some point after discovering the skulk made experience points, and I decided, yep, yippee, I can pick up experience and I can get gold. Yeah. And so I started destroying skulk. And you'll never guess what I found.
It's my rap right now.
I knew you'd be here. I knew you'd be here. I did it. I fucking did it. I was so brave. Indeed, you were so brave, past Alex. I'm so proud that you went mining and did not die. A difficult feat, I'm sure. It kind of was, though. I did panic a lot, and I don't do well in caves. So, after I found that, I wanted to see if there was any more. And you know what? I like to push my luck, as I had previously stated. So I kept getting rid of Skulk. I kept getting rid of it, because experience points if there's none, and it does not hurt to look. Because, you know what? I needed the experience points, I lost everything, and I was not mad to get them. So I kept pushing my luck. You know what I found? Lava. Thankfully, nothing bad happened here, but I was getting a little too greedy, and eventually I did realize that, but not before deciding to tunnel around the lava, because what else am I supposed to do, huh? On my quest for diamonds, I'm gonna almost kill myself. I'm gonna sit on the edge of death, and I'm going to risk being plucked off the plane and losing everything in a definite way. I didn't think of my consequences, but I did find gold, which I, for some reason, decided I needed, which I really don't. It's kind of a weak ore. I mean, it's weak in real life too, which is why you have to mix metal alloys into it, but that's enough. That's enough science for you guys. You're not here for a science lesson, unless you are, and then I can happily tell you all about it, because I'm good at science. But as you can see, I kept testing my limits. I kept testing them, and what else was I supposed to do, right? No, I didn't lose anything, though. I'm just a fool who likes to not think of my own safety. Eventually, I did return home and start smelting my stuff because I'm a genius. And then I was so proud of my diamonds. And you know what? This was a personal achievement for me. I'm very proud. Thank you for watching my insanity and listening to this, once again, slightly terrible voiceover. I am really proud of what I've done today. I hope you come in return to see what I do next. Perhaps I'll build a house. I don't know. You don't know. So come back and keep it classy.